All right, y'all, we're down here setting beaver traps, and it's beaver season here in Virginia, here in Central Virginia. And I'm a licensed trapper, bucks tagging along, and so we're out here. We got a major beaver problem here. We just busted these dams out, and so we're going to be setting up some drowning rigs today. I got a piece of angle iron here as an anchor on my top side with a piece of cable running off of it, and I'm going to anchor this right here in the bank. If I can get off the rocks. You smack that cable right there to cut it in two. I almost broke it right there. You don't want to do that. You don't want to break that cable. That's your lifeline. I can get off these rocks. So this 4-pound hammer here is really your lifeline. When you're working a trap line, I think it's like 3 or 4 pound hammer. So first we're gonna run drowning rigs. We're running number 3 Dukes. I'm sure somebody will criticize me for it, but it's what works for me. So you ain't gotta buy no real fancy drowning rigs. You know, you can buy these pre-made. I make my own. It's a lot cheaper to do it that way. Ain't no piece of angle iron with an 1/8 inch hole drilled in it. This is 10 foot of 1/8 inch aircraft cable. So got it run to a old brake rotor. You can use cinder blocks, whatever. The way this works is this beaver gets caught, runs down the cable, and can't come back. So y'all hang on just a second. We're gonna get back down here next to the water. All right, so we're down here next to the lake, and so we're gonna hook this right here. I'll do that quick link, brother. So we're gonna take this quick link, and on this particular setup, I'm gonna run both of the tops of these drowning rigs together, and we're gonna tie it to our anchor cable right here. Now if you notice how I drove that in, because the ground's soft, I angled it back towards the water since these are going to be out there. Basically what happens is beaver slides down, can't come back, and he's fully expired when we come back in the morning. So what I'm going to do is lay this trap right here. I'm running 2 separate drowning rigs on the off chance we happen to catch a double. We've already seen 3 beavers. We're sure it's more up here than that. So I'm gonna put my foot right here on this. And careful how you do this, guys, because these things are heavy and they'll throw you over the water. Give me those gloves. So I do have these shoulder gloves. They just save you a lot of headache. I'm just gonna grab my traps here. This anchor's a little bit long for what I'm doing. So I'm gonna stand on my lock here, and I'll show y'all. When I throw this second anchor out, I'm gonna throw it, because I threw this one that way, I'm gonna throw this one the other way so they don't get wrapped up in each other if and when something happens. You don't put your foot on them. Trap goes to the bottom, you end up dragging everything right back. So, you see right here, everything's anchored pretty tight. So, we'll take this number 3. Running dual rigs can be right there. I'll show y'all in a minute the Justin's setting these, but down in here, it's going to be next to impossible. I used to do this with number 1 3/4 rigging. So the way I'm doing this down in the water like this is I'm putting this on my knee. I'm actually folding that out. Hooking that under my kneecap. And setting the trap. That's your set trap right there. It's not popular belief. These traps don't break an animal's leg. They're just holding them there. So I'm gonna set this thing as kind of a hair trigger. You got your dog and your notch. I'll explain all that in a few minutes. So one of the biggest things, most important, is your actual trap placement. So most of the time, they're not going to come dead center when they start out. They're going to come from your edges. So I'm going to set my levers to where I've got the length of the trap, so that when he steps on it, that's pretty much it. This is a little deeper than I'd like, but there's one more reason why I'm running multiple traps in this setup. So this trap here, I'm going to bring it as far over as I can bring it. And I'm going to set this right here. Get this loose material off. Try to get down to more of a hard base. If the water level's dropping, it's going to keep dropping tonight. We don't want the traps exposed. So the little bit deeper water isn't going to really hurt anything. I'd rather have about that much water over the top, not that much. It's just kind of the nature of the beast at the moment. So that's your basic setup right there. And I'll take and show you in a minute how we'll take and do a separate video more advanced of the basics of our traps. But that's how you set it up, and you can use pretty much a lot of guys like a T-bar. I like these rebar, these steel anchors. They work good for me. You can use a stick. I'll probably be using a stick over there because I've run out of these. But anyway, that's the basics on how to do it. If you got any questions, throw them in the comments, and we'll see if we can put out another video to answer the questions. Appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you in the bushes.